Welcome to Enchanted Life Inside.
You know, it's a strange question to ask. Why do some fathers never get to say goodnight a second time? This morning, I woke up with the chilling realization that I was almost one of them, and the terrifying part is, I had no idea.
It all started yesterday. It started with an echo, not in a room, but in my heart. An echo of a sound that I should hold on to like it's the most precious thing in the world. The sound of my 3-year-old daughter, Lily.
She just burst into my office. You know how they do, right? Her little sneakers squeaking on the floor, and she's holding this tiny ball, looks up at me with those big eyes and just says, "Dada, play with me." Just like that. The simplest, most beautiful request in the world. And I did kinda. I tossed the ball back to her, but my eyes, they snapped right back to the screen. My mind was still tangled up in some spreadsheet, you know? My fingers were practically still hovering over the keyboard. I was there, but I wasn't really there.
I gave her about 5 minutes, but it was hollow. It was distracted time. And kids, they know. They always know. I saw it. I saw that bright, incredible smile of hers just dim, like a light bulb flickering out. And in that moment, all I could see in her eyes was my own failure.
Later that night, when I was tucking her into bed, she sat up, and in this tiny, quiet voice, she just said, "Daddy, no work anymore. Sleep with me, please." It wasn't a whine or a complaint. It was a plea, a genuine plea. And hearing that, it didn't just get to me. It shattered me completely.
And that's when the truth it hit me like a ton of bricks. It was so simple and so ugly. My laptop, it was getting my full attention. It was my priority. I was present for it. And my daughter, she was getting a divided me. She was an interruption. I was absent. She was getting my leftovers.
So as I'm standing there just reeling from this realization, just thinking about what I was so carelessly throwing away, my mind immediately went to one person. A man who knows, better than almost anyone, what real loss is. The story of Keanu Reeves.
His story is it's beyond heartbreaking. He and his partner, Jennifer Syme, were so in love, expecting their first child, a daughter they were going to name Ava. But tragically, Ava was born stillborn. And then, just 18 months after that unimaginable loss, Jennifer herself passed away in a car accident. In the span of a year and a half, he lost his entire family. His whole world just gone.
And after all that, after life took literally everything from him, he could have become bitter, angry. But he didn't. He chose kindness. He chose to show up for other people, quietly, without any fanfare. His life is this powerful lesson. For that, honestly, thank you, Keanu.
And standing there in the dark of my daughter's room, that was the thought that just hit my gut so hard. The simple, unbelievable truth, I'm luckier than him.
Because I still have my Lily. I can still walk into her room and watch her sleep. I can still hear her voice. I still get the chance, this incredible, precious chance, to say yes when she asks me to play. And that's the thing, isn't it? I have that chance now, but I've been trading it away without even realizing it. Trading pieces of her childhood for what? For deadlines? For the blue light of a screen? I knew in that moment I had to make a choice. A real choice, right then and there, before I ran out of chances.
It's so easy to live like we have all the time in the world with our kids, isn't it? Like there's an endless supply of tomorrows, but there isn't. Their childhood, it's a limited resource. In fact, it's the most precious, most limited resource I will ever encounter.
So there I was, 42 years old, no savings, still reeling from a business failure that had wiped me out, and with a skill set that felt, well, pretty limited. But I made a decision. I had to change. I had to start over, right from scratch.
Okay, realization? Check. Time is running out. The decision? Check. I have to change my life. So, what's the first step? I couldn't go back and fix the past, but I could start building a different future. And the only thing I really had to build with was my own story.
So for 3 solid months, driven by this almost desperate love for my daughter, I just dove in. It was hard. Really hard. I taught myself everything from the ground up, using all the free tools I could find, using ChatGPT and Gemini to help get my thoughts straight, learning Canva to make some simple visuals, figuring out Capcut to edit it all together. I started sharing my story, just from my dashcam. It was my first tiny step, but it was a step in the right direction, a step towards being present.
And this whole journey has taught me one really critical lesson, and it's this. We don't lose our kids to the passage of time. We lose them to distraction.
I remember the first time Lily asked me to play. She was maybe 18 months old. The last time she asks me? I don't know when that will be. Nobody gets to know that. But here's what I do know with every fiber of my being. Every single just 5 more minutes, every hold on a second, it's a gamble. It's a gamble with eternity. And it's a bet I'm just not willing to make anymore.
So I guess I just want to leave you with something to think about. What would happen? What would change in your life right now if you started treating your child's voice like it was the rarest, most valuable sound on the entire planet? Because really, isn't it?
If any of this resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd follow Enchanted Life Inside and join me on this journey. And please, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It honestly helps so much to hear from you. If you want to dive a little deeper, we have a whole podcast playlist, and the link for that is right in the description.
Thank you so much for listening. And now, seriously, go find your child and just say yes, because I promise you, one day you will give absolutely anything to hear them ask you to play one more time. We'll see you next time with more of those everyday moments that are worth stopping and thinking about.